All month, Five on Your Side is focused on mental health. And this morning, we take a look at the impact of divorce on children and families and how one Missouri father hopes to change that. He wants to change a law that prevented him from seeing his son.
Every day of his life has been documented now.
Journaling is therapy for Father Mark Ludwig.
Him doing his chores of his laundry.
Writing memories down is how he ensures his son can reflect on their time together. Because time isn't something they've always had.
Shortly after my son was born, he was moved without my knowledge, and I spent 204 days tracking him down and getting access to him. And after that time, I was relegated to basically the equivalent of an every other weekend visitor.
That's why he has made it his mission to change family court laws. He launched the nonprofit Americans for Equal Shared Parenting.
It affects everybody.
Last year alone, he traveled to 24 states trying to pass legislation.
I was just surprised. I would think this was only going to take a year or two to get passed. We've been working in Missouri now since 2016.
I believe that fathers have been somewhat discriminated against in the past.
Representative Jim Murphy of South St. Louis County is the sponsor of House Bill 1974.
There is almost a presumption that the woman should have custody, and that you have to prove that the woman has done something wrong in order to equalize that, and it shouldn't ever be that way.
Family law attorney Martha Moran says Missouri courts are already striving for 50-50 in custody cases.
It's not, just winning custody. The goal is shared custody.
Moran says the state's laws were updated in 2012 to reflect that goal.
Research shows that children benefit from having contact, significant, if not equal, contact with both parents.
Her problem with this bill is it tries to give a one-size-fits-all approach to something very complex.
The court is going to attempt to give as much time as possible to each parent, but sometimes it's just not possible.
So many areas of our society are affected by this. High school dropout rates, drug rates, you read of all these problems, and almost all of those, half of those problems would go away if you would get 50-50 equal shared parenting and allow dads back into their child's lives.
And this morning, the shared parenting bill is making its way through the House and the Senate, but it may stall again with just 2 weeks left of this session. Tomorrow here on Today in St. Louis, we focus on the mental health of working mothers and an alarming study that found some pretty scary things from Deloitte. More than 46% of women feel burnt out and are more stressed than a year ago. We take a look at the biggest contributors to the Great Resignation and what changes mothers are looking for to stay in their current jobs.